Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the second segment of DIY Weekend on this lovely Friday. It feels a little bit more like early fall, not deep into Christmas decorating time, but we are showing you Christmas decor today that I'll be designing so that you are ready to roll for the holiday season ahead with beautiful designed floral pieces. Next up, we have a great assortment of fun colored items in a brighter color palette. And we're going to be doing things from easy to moderately easy. There's something for everyone, all styles and shapes, and these tutorials will all live in short videos with products on our online store. We're designing kits today.
Yes, so we have almost 25 kits, I think.
We have.
This is our part 2 out of 3 parts, so we'll be live tomorrow morning as well. We'll be on for 2 hours right now. And next up, we're going to go into the red color family. So we started the day for 2 hours focusing on blue, and now we're going to get into red. So you're going to see items from the Glitz and Glitter collection,
Yes.
like what's styled behind Mom, and from the Snow Cherry collection and Glad Tidings collection. So you're going to see a few different variations of red and burgundy for the next 2 hours, and all of it is on sale. So very excited about the DIY weekend sale. I see many of you have already gotten your orders in.
Hi, everyone.
They've been busy behind the scenes, Mom, shopping.
Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. If you've had a fun time shopping today, I hope that you're finding some kits. Maybe you want to gift a kit as a Christmas gift this year. Some of these items are very wintry, or maybe you want to purchase the kit, do the labor on your own, and have the enjoyment of creating handcrafted gifts for your friends and family. These pieces, like the one I'm doing next, will be a vase drop-in. They're not hard, and you can certainly try it with my helpful tips. You'll be sure to succeed, and there's nothing better than being able to say I made it myself.
Yeah, so all of
Hi,
our
everyone.
kits are 15% off. Christmas is 15% off.
Yes.
Now all of our winter pine is 15% off. That's a big one. Don't forget to add that to your
The winter
carts.
pine. So it has not previously been on sale, but today, starting on the 14th, we are rolling through the season ahead with all the bases, anything made out of pine, also 15% off, as well as vases and containers. So
Yes.
today we're going to do a drop-in in this beautiful container. It's already an inexpensive one, and it'll be an additional 15% off. This is the best time to buy any kind of vase, pot, container, basket, wall basket, pitcher, those kind of things.
All of the things. So vases, planters, winter pine, Christmas kits, and all ribbon and bows are on sale. So it's a very exciting weekend. We're extending the weekend, so you have Friday through Monday to shop the deals. Winter pine sale will continue. Don't worry about that.
Right.
Your only rush is things are selling out. So I took a big pile. I took 31 items offline this morning.
Oh my goodness. I didn't
that
realize
are
that.
sold out. Yes, so 31 items are sold out. So if you don't see something online, you can always send us a message. But typically, I take those sold out items offline. And today was 31. That's a lot of things going.
That
bye-bye.
is a surprise to me. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us from everywhere.
Yes, hello,
right here in
hello.
Nebraska and across the Midwest. I see some people joining from Wisconsin. Hello, Barbara.
Love to see you.
So excited to have you all jumping on. So as everyone joins, we're in segment number 2. If you didn't realize, we're doing DIY weekend today and you're joining us at our regular noon time slots on a Friday. It is Floral Friday, but today's agenda is designing the florals. We started this morning. If you missed it, you can catch the replay of the first nearly 2-hour segment, and this will be 2 hours as well. We're also coming back Saturday morning at our 9 a.m. time slot and giving you another 1-hour round of even more kits. So all the kits will be designed for you. You can see them all online right now. She's got the link there for your kits.
Yes.
Okay, everyone, are we ready to get started? Are we recording this one?
No, I'll skip this one because I have a reel uploading right now, so my phone is in use.
I have my hot tea for my throat, and I believe we are ready to go. I'm energized and rolling today.
And it looks like you guys are really liking the kits. I've had lots of orders coming through, and I see lots of people shopping in the store today. So if you're shopping in the store, thank you for hanging out. And we're happy to inspire.
I'm sure they're busy today. If you didn't know it, there's 2 holiday markets starting today in town. I believe they're both kicking off today and running through potentially Saturday. There's maybe, oh, the Parade of Trees is also going on, so there might be 3 events
And the
today.
Nebraska Passport Winter Program has started
The Winter
today.
Passport is underway, and we are one of the stops here in Norfolk.
Yes.
Or we may be the only stop in Norfolk, I'm not
We are
sure.
the only stop
The only
in
stop for
Norfolk.
the holiday Nebraska Passport.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm
Are
belted
you
and ready. Yes.
So we are going to make the Glamour Drop-In Kit, and this kit is on sale for $51. It is built on the Snowfall Pine Mix Pick with an iced morning berry spray.
That's this one. All right.
The Perfection Narrow Eucalyptus Bundle.
That is a stunning piece.
Real touch. The Black Boxwood Grass Spray. And 2 of the Deck the Halls Fern Picks.
There we are.
Optional add-on is Floral Wire, which is linked in the product description. All the items used, by the way, if you want one of the items, are also listed in the product description. So if you just need a few components, but not all, you can pick and choose easily.
Also not linked, but available. We're going to just embellish it with this beautiful rhinestone snowflake pick. As we're finished, I'm going to keep it here so I don't forget. And then our design is being created in this beautiful pressed glass vase that looks like a cutwork vase. And the inexpensive price. Kate will find that link for you.
Yes, I will. The snowflake pick is on sale for $11.
Oh, this has been a very fun one, and I know they're going quick. We have them at the store also.
And the vase is regularly $19. This weekend it's on sale for $16, the Majano glass vase.
Oh my, $16. Well, if you need a basic vase for a gift to go along with your drop-in, can be used any time of the year, and it matches everything, of course. Yes. Okay. So we're so glad you found us and you're joining us. Just if you are just like a few other people and realized you didn't know about the DIY starting this morning. Surprise! Sorry, we kicked it off on a Friday instead of a Saturday. That might throw you for a loop a little bit, but we're giving this an opportunity to see if it's a better time slot. So thank you. Yes, you can watch it in replay. And right now we'll be live for 2 hours. Okay, we need to do a flat lay.
Yep, flat lay photo really quick.
Let's get this snowflake out of the way.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
So these photos get attached to the product items in the online store, the kit. That way you can see all the components. It makes it clear that these are kits. You have to assemble them, but the instructions to assembly are super easy. Don't be intimidated. This one's especially easy. The bundle itself has not been trimmed. This is the full length of the bundle, and these are amazing natural touch, real touch products. This flat eucalyptus leaf, this really nice looking cedar, a great looking pomegranate berry, in a rich dark burgundy red. It's just a high quality starting point for us, and the drop-in is already the size we need. So this piece is the starting point. We're going to work all the rest of these components around it. The pine pick itself also is not cut. This is the full length, and in order to get this to look like it's centered, we want to wiggle the center stem to the middle of this bundle, and then we're just going to lay a couple of these pine sprays around to give it a balanced look. One left, one right, one towards you, one straight up, and so forth. That just gives us a little pine color. Also can see that little pine cone balances perfectly on the edge of the vase for stability. Let's put the red piece in next, this berry. Let's see, we're going to need anything? Nope, I found my tape. I got it. Okay, good. We're going to cut this one a little shorter. Now, one thing you can do is you can obviously see it's going to be too tall for the design. I usually eyeball it and kind of bend my stem and look where I can see that I want this lower berry to be near the top of my vase. And here's the bottom of the vase. So with a piece like this, you are snipping a paper wrap stem, and we don't want that stem to unwind. The paper can start unraveling. So I always advise dip it in your pan glue, hit it with a little glue gun glue, or in a pinch, grab some Elmer's glue and make sure your paper doesn't continue to unwind for you there. This one looks like the same thing. I might want it to be shortened up a bit, so let's hit that as well. And we're going to just give it a moment to dry. These guys are the size they come, so they're going to be shorty shorts. We're going to wire those in. And I did prepare a wire stem with tape on it. Your taped stem, it's basically We should have separate tutorials for wrapping tape on
Yeah,
wire.
a whole video.
But I wrap floral tape around a wire, which is a whole technique in itself. You can purchase a little bundle of wire for under $2. This is 5 22 gauge wires, and you can use them singly or doubled up for extra strength, taped together like so. This is what I use to secure my bundle when I'm done. And then I should have gotten, maybe you want to run for this, bendy vine
Oh, yep.
kind of thing to show the different styles. This piece next up is going to be a berry stem. So we've got a natural berry in the bundle, but we're going to add a little bling. This one's kind of silver glittered on one side, and in order to make that look balanced, we've got 3 pieces. So I feel like just aiming this down the middle. Of course, it's going to have to share the center with our Frosty Pine spray. You can get that in there. Just move your eucalyptus around, wiggle it down in there. And I always have to blend these pieces together to help things balance. So you aim your stem to the center and move your berries around accordingly here. That looks good to me. Eyeball it. Just eyeball it. There we go. One up the top. All these berry pieces are wired, so you can separate the segments nicely. No problem. There you have that. Now the black is definitely going to make a statement in there, so you want to get that in the center as well. This will go left and right. We can pull those pieces apart. And here we are this way. So if you are happy with that arrangement, and you got the black color balanced, which of course is very showy, we can now place those 2 little white pieces. We have a snow ending up here and here. So this point, there's a snow piece on the back. Here is a snow piece on the front. I'm going to put the 2 white fern sprays where the snow piece is not. Opposite each other, left and right. This piece on my right, this piece on my left. They're filling in gaps in the little sections where the snow pine is not at, and that makes it look really balanced with your white placement. So don't be afraid to slip the stems around. You do have to shape and form to create the balanced look. We don't overfill these drop-ins, so if you feel like it needs to be fuller for your personal taste, in each kit you can also click through and buy more stems. If, for instance, you want to see more red berries, then you can click that link on the red berry, and in addition to one button to buy your kit, you can find a single berry stem and add another piece for your fullness. Okay, that is filled in. Now, the point about wiring, here's my wire that I make a point of each time we talk about wiring a drop-in. Here's the level of my vase. I'll place my hands here so you can see where my vase is hitting. We don't want the wire to go exactly at the top rim of the vase. We want that wire to be about 1 inch below. So I lift it up with my hands. I see where that point is, and then I grasp a little bit below that, roughly 1 inch below. Why do we do that? Because we don't want to compress our design and make it more upright. If we like the way it's laying out and the fullness of it, you don't want to shrink that, so you have to drop your wire a little bit lower. So we're going to take this wire and tighten it up with the pliers. We have our tools linked. Are you linking them in this segment? Or
I can.
our tools are Lineman's tools, and Kate has Amazon links for you. I use a Knipex, which is a German brand of flat nose side cutters to operate as a pliers. And I also use a side cutters that is about an 8-inch channel lock pliers. This piece is going to come down about 1 inch, and I'm adding another wrap point. If you do this, you can be sure that your stems will not twist apart. They are locked together. So here is wrap number 1. I use the same wire and drop wrap number 2 a little bit lower. And that ensures that everything's held together. To make it nice and tidy, we do use bendy vine often. You wonder, what is bendy vine? If you haven't watched us for very long, maybe you haven't heard the term, but in our world, we use a wired twig spray And we clean up the look of the stem, especially in a glass vase, by covering our wire with something just a little bit more interesting. This is a full bunch of Bendivine. I believe it's roughly $22 regular price. And there's multiple strands. So when we design all year round a product like this one, either in a green-brown color, or we have it in a natural color, or we have an actual brown twig-like item, those all can be used for the purpose of kind of cleaning up your stem wrap with a wire cover.
And you
So
can find these online by searching Bendivine, and all of our options will pop right up.
it's kind of a magnolias thing. And if you're in the flower family, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to pull off one little stem here. And when I find the end of it, this is all I need to clean up the look of my design. Let's hook that right up here. We'll make sure we share that idea a couple times today and tomorrow. This little decorative twig vine piece makes a loose wrap. You don't have to get fancy with that, and it's almost better if it's looser, because when you spiral this inside the vase with a little extra slack, it helps stabilize your design and it stands upright. This is a sturdier wire twig, and it actually creates a ligature for balance in your design piece. Look at that.
Beautiful. They love it. Pat says beautiful drop in. Rosalie says it's pretty. Kathy's loving it. Hello, Jackie, Kathy. Shelly said that snowflake pick's pretty. So that is
Here goes the snowflake pick. So it is an extra little item that is kind of fun this year. We've not had them on a pick before. We've had ornaments, but not the rhinestone on a pick. So if you like that look, you can add that to so many things at home. If you're a blingy girl, you're going to need one of these. They're on sale, 15% off right now. While supplies last, they've been going quick since we started talking about them.
Yes, they have.
So that piece is ready to go. The drop-in and other options, including the vase and the snowflake pick.
Fun.
Okay.
There's our drop-in. Love it.
All right, let's keep moving today. We've got lots of fun items for you. We're on a brighter red color palette, and this collection hasn't been one that we've featured a store tree. So it's kind of a warehouse only look right now. We'll see how our season continues. The Christmas tree behind me is loaded up. I guess I can't move the tree. Maybe we could show that later, but we have a tree done up in black, silver, and red. And then the beautiful mantle decor coordinating with this look.
Why don't we do this wreath next, Mom?
All right. There's a gorgeous wreath base. I'm very excited to share this one with you.
Yeah, this one's vibrant. So hopefully you're all ready to learn. We've got lots of inspiration for you to get together. Sure.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. So the Glitz and Glitter collection, which is living online as a group of decor pieces in red, silver, and black with white, has not been made into a tree that I can walk by and show you, but we have one in the studio here, and we have lots of pieces pulled together if this is your color palette. I've got a great amount of glitz and glitter, and we also have some fun jingle bells that are going to go in this wreath today.
Love it. They're so fun. Gotta have jingle bells.
We're going to jingle all the way on this one. And if you love this pine base, this wreath is part of a base collection that I'm sure Kate will want me to show. We have a garland on the fireplace here.
The Snow Day collection.
There you'll find a nice little pick and this wreath. Two sizes of picks.
Stems and a wreath and a garland.
Very nice.
All right. Let's layer this up and take a photo.
Okay, like this, like this, and here. Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Great. I'll upload that.
Photos for you. Isn't this bow fantastic?
We're going to record.
Kelsey's made a bunch. If you need this bow for something else, like you want the bow on your tree, for instance, it is available separately online. You're just going to go to this kit. Kate has dropped the link. Select this product in the list, and it is linked to a separate purchase if you just want to buy this bow.
There we go. Okay. We'll get a nice video here, and I'll share it later. I already posted one video of the centerpiece, so if you missed the morning's replay, you can find the replay on Facebook, probably on YouTube already, and I'll be posting a few of the different segments separately as little videos.
All right, and away we go.
All right, away we go. Pull it up. Okay. So this is the Glitz and Glitter Wreath Kit on sale for $138. And this kit is going to be a super simple modern design built on the Snow Day flocked cedar wreath, measuring at about 24 inches wide.
Plus a little extras. This is actually a plastic injection mold pine wreath that is flocked. An unusual construction. It's not PVC. It is plastic injection mold with flocking over it, and it's not terribly messy.
Love the twigs on it too, and that one is outdoor safe. Then you're going to have the 48-inch long silver glitter maidenhair garland. So the garland we're going to wrap in, this would be outdoor safe as well if you want to use it in other spots, and it is full silver maidenhair. Then we have one black iced long needle spray, beautiful modern piece, also available online in platinum if you're interested. We're going to use two of the red frosted bell sprays with a little bit of snow on them in a nice bright red color. And then finished off with a hand-tied glitz and glitter bow made in-house. Look at all the details. I love all the ribbons. So that is the full kit, optional wire if you need it. You can find it online, and that's the Glitz and Glitter Wreath Kit for $138 is the sale price.
Okay, well, we're not going to worry about finding the top at this moment. We'll determine that as we go and add a hanger last. This first step would be putting our silver maidenhair fern through this wreath. Now, this is exactly the right size. Once you make your way around the wreath, it lays in there perfectly with no extra, no shortage. It'll come out just right. In order to get it incorporated, you need to sort of open up the pine a bit here and have the pine open so that we can lay the maidenhair in between all these little pine stems and get it tucked in there and blended in. All right. This will work beautifully, but you'll have an easier time if you do find yourself accessing the center ring of the wired frame here. There we go. Just like that, it's kind of opened up so I can lay this in. And then there's really no top or bottom to this, but what you can see is that the wreath is spiraling this way. So let's lay our maidenhair fern the same direction. Don't fight the flow. Put it in the same way so that both pieces are flowing the same direction. Very nice. This is easy for you to do. Just takes a few minutes, but what your goal is to separate out those fern fronds, and then the main wire of your silver piece is going to run along the wreath itself. Love this. This is just such a modern, bright, and fun wreath base to start with. It truly is easy to make it look full, and all these little wispy twigs that are part of the wreath structure really is a different look than what I've seen in years past for purchase. Okay, came out just right. So now we've got that partially tucked in here. Before we go incorporating and wiring, we're going to work in our long, whatever this piece was called, I forget the long needle. And we're going to take a bit of it off. Now this piece is paper wrapped. And as I say in every design segment, make sure you seal up the end once you cut a paper wrap stem so it doesn't unwrap. You can use some hot glue. I have pan glue, and you can even use Elmer's glue in a pinch. You just don't want that paper to start unwinding. It just makes a mess. So let's make sure we do that right off the bat. And our connection of the two different pieces of maidenhair fern was right here. So I'm just going to flip this around. Since the maidenhair has come together, oops, I thought I had it. Right here it is. We're going to use the bow where these two pieces overlap and wire over the top of it to secure them in place. So a left and a right one overlapping. This is going to go at the top of our wreath. So we're also going to wiggle this stem down next to the wreath wire structure. And then we flip, there's 3 segments to this. We're going to flip the bottom segment so that it is forming a opposite direction shape here. So we have kind of a right, a left, and a center, if you will. And that one is just going to push down into the middle. Okay, now before we go wiring all this together, we're going to stack one more layer. Let's put the jingle bells on the left and the right. And before I cut this, let me double check. When I laid out this design, I want those jingle bells to wrap down the sides of my wreath a little ways. We don't need all this length, but we don't want to lose too much length. So I'm going to take off about 4 inches and again seal those ends, jingling all the way again. Jingle bells are a hot item in floral design.
So popular.
Perfect in your Christmas tree, but also beautiful in your designs. Now we can curve a left one and a right one, and we're layering that right on top. Again, the stem is laying on the pine wire structure. We want all of our stems to stack because that's how we're going to secure them in one fell swoop, a wire over the top of everything. So ensuring that your stems have stacked up is pretty key in utilizing just a couple of wires and not working so hard. You don't want to have to put more time into it than necessary.
True.
Keeping it simple. There we go. Now the red is left and right, but our bow will fill the red in at the top. We'll scooch that up a little bit. These bells stand out so nicely in this high contrast background. Wow. Okay, so with that, we can use the wire of the bow at the center point in the wreath. This is a nice heavy gauge wire on this bow. And by placing the bow, we're covering both ends of the maidenhair fern coming together. The black stem, the 2 jingle bells, it's going all the way around the whole works. And in order to do that, we need to wire it to the back of the wreath. If you want to form a hanger, you can always hang from the structure of the wreath itself. But if you'd prefer to form a hanger, this wire of the bow can become half of your hanger or all of your hanger, depending how you'd like to make it. I'm a pretty big fan of a wider bar hanger, so I use 2 pieces of wire connecting to form a nice wide bar. Or you can use the 2 ends of this bow wire to form a single little keyhole loop. Up to you. We're not going to dwell on the wire today, but I can say that take a look at your stems and see if you'd like to add one more piece of wire. So if our bow is centered, maybe you want to add a second wire to guide things over here on each side, just for more stability, because my jingle bell is moving, so it's kind of loose. Let's grab a little 22 gauge. We sell this bundle of wire for under $2. 22 gauge wire is nice and easy to work with, so you can even hand wire this without a pliers with this gauge of wire if you'd like to. Super easy. We don't want to stress you out. This should be fun. Okay,
It is fun
almost
when it's
there.
so easy when you lay it out for us.
Almost there. So one spot wired down and secured. Now we're going to do some shaping, which is key. You've got to really shape it well to get the best results. And again, I'm crossing over the wreath structure itself, the black pine spray, and the silver, and the jingle bell. So there's all the stems in one fell swoop, stacking, and I am grabbing my pliers to tighten this down well. Not hard, just a little strategic placement of that wire means we have a center point with the bow and then a left and right point, so 3 points securing our look together. Now shape this really well. So how do we do that? We're going to work our way around and get everything organized. This piece, I don't remember if we photographed the black piece up or down. Up?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to flip that behind the bow then. And I just flipped the black to wisp upwards instead of downwards. The bow has lots going on, so you want to get those loops fluffed up and shaped, and you can pull the tails down into the middle. I would pull them to the middle versus trying to loop them through the sides. I think this looks more dramatic in this case. And we also have a couple of long pieces, so don't be afraid to give that a little spiral. This heavy red ribbon, and any of these are on 10-yard bolts, by the way. Has a really nice weight of wire in it. The black snowflake ribbon has a soft wire in it. It's kind of like doing hair. You just need to give it some curls and swirls. It's not hard, it just takes a moment. And then we're going to move some of our pine. So you're pulling your white pine from the back up through the front and lifting it to cross over your stems. You don't want everything to be layered, you want it to be blended. So I'm bringing the white pieces back into the design here. Exciting to see this come together. Same thing on this side. And you are kind of fighting one direction with the other at some point in this wreath. The maidenhair and the white pine went together in this movement, I guess, but my jingle bell is going downwards, so you just have to sort of wiggle it around as best you can to work with those two opposing directions, but you'll get it. Okay, flipping a little bit of the white pine up and across the silver down at the bottom. This wreath has a showstopper value on a dark door. If you want to use this as a front door wreath, I would say it would be outside safe in a covered, protected space. I would not let the white get wet, really. Okay, let's take a look and see how we did.
Beautiful, our beautiful wreath kit. Looks great. Very showy.
Fun, fun, fun.
Ooh la la.
So that would benefit from a little hanger in the back, or you can just hang it right from the frame of the wreath.
We love the red and white. Carol, you can find the first segment on Facebook or YouTube. Hello, Nancy and Ruth. They're back again.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for rejoining.
I love all other collections, but I seem to be drawn to the red and white.
Well, it is a high showstopper item, and if you want to do a tree to coordinate, you can grab a few extra bows. They're sold individually as well.
Yes, so the bows are available online. Kelsey spent an entire day just making bows. It took a lot of time.
I bet she did.
Yep, it took a whole day to just get bows made, and then we had a bow. One of the bows sold out in a day, and we had to make like 20 more. So, oh, perfect. That'll look great back there.
Let's swap it out.
Now we have our showstopper. Got it?
Yes, thank you.
I think you could do the step sitter porch pot now.
Okay.
Is what I would recommend.
Everybody needs a porch pot at some point
Glitz
outside.
and glitter, yes. So glitz and glitter is red, silver, black. I think it would be an absolute bestseller if we had it shown in the store, but it's just an online exclusive collection.
I feel like what's going to happen is a little bit further down the road here, right before Thanksgiving, I should be able to add the tree because something will get sold.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we'll sell something and make room for it. We're going to make room. It's just a little full up with all the other collections at the moment. So
yeah, we get busy and full, but it's fun to have different trees set up. But I did decorate one here in the live room, so we'll focus on that a little bit next week. I thought would be fun. Next up, we're going to do a porch pot kit. Now, our porch pot kits do not include, well, this one does. Normally, they don't include the pot.
I don't remember how you were setting that up. Do you want it to, did you not mean for it to include the pot?
Well, normally Kayla does it separate in case you want to put it in dirt.
Okay.
So let me look it up and see just to verify.
Or how many blocks of foam did she include would be my question also. One?
Just one because this is a smaller. So she did include the pot and the foam.
Okay.
We try to be consistent, but we are human.
Okay.
So we'll get all set up for this one. This next one is a smaller porch pot kit. You could also use it as a step sitter, and it's going to feature a cherry blossom, so it's going to be called the Cherry Blossom Porch Pot Kit. I'll take a photo and also record this one, Mom.
All right.
So if you want to have your pile ready, I would snap a quick photo.
Okay.
And all of these items are available online, of course. All right, 1, 2, 3, got it. And then we'll do a video.
Okay, so it looks like with our design pre-laid out, with Kelsey's help, she has glued the foam in here, and I don't have an empty pot to show you, but I'll describe how we started with the space.
Do you want to do that in the video or not in the?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'll go through the components. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. So this is the Cherry Blossom Porch Pot Kit on sale for $90. This kit does include the pot and a block of foam that you will glue it into. It includes a red shiny ball ornament stake, a silver, I'm trying to find it, there it is, 2 snowy long needle pines,
Okay.
the silver metallic grass bush, I think that's the, yep, that one.
Okay.
The silver glittering night spray,
this piece,
a red velvet cherry blossom pick, bestseller, an iced morning berry spray, 3 short Himalayan pine picks,
1, 2, and 3.
and a tall Himalayan pine pick.
There we go.
And this one does include the pot and foam, like I said, but if you wanted to do this in dirt, you could, and you would just add those items to your cart separately, all linked in the product description.
So this piece is plastic. It does not have a hole in the bottom. If you're going to put this as a liner pot, it's perfect to keep it lightweight and then drop it into a heavier weight garden pot. If you're using it outdoors, all the components are outdoor safe. This is a pot that would benefit from weight if you were just using it as is, in which case throw some gravel in here at this point. Sand would also work. You could maybe use a few rocks from your landscaping. There's gaps around this foam. But what we did was took a full block of foam. Here are my cuts. We have this large piece across the top, a side, one chunk of the small segment along the side, and then underneath these 2 pieces, another small segment for buildup, bringing it up almost level to the top of the pot. So that's the cuts that you're going to make all the way through. You can use a wire to cut this. You can use a steak knife from the kitchen drawer. That's the best way to do it. So the glue is pan glue. We use a glue melting in a pan off camera. This is something you can easily buy at your local craft shops, and the little pellets that melt in the pan glue. So when I do my porch pots, I like to build the pot from the back to the front. So I put my higher items towards the back. We're going to go ahead and glue this one in permanently. Since the pot is already glued out and ready to go, the next step would be putting in the tall piece here, which is our background, and it's going to be a nice full look. I'm going to cut a little bit off the back. A nice full background look. We always form our porch pots kind of in a triangle in a one-sided design. This is because most people are putting them against the house, against the garage, against the stair rail, and you're not too worried about the back being filled. In some cases, you'd want to work in the round, depending on your home and how you display it. So there's our background piece. Then let's lay out a left and a right pine spray so that we have kind of an outline of greens. This is the full length of the stem pick. Let's cut off a little bit for the left and the right. Here we go. And this is going to lay out, and definitely you can see how well these Norway pine, or sorry, what's this pine called? Himalayan pine fills in. Yes, that's right. My mind is just going blank this year. So as a fullness factor with these long bottle brush tips, it fills fabulously. It is also very weather resistant, and I highly recommend these pieces, whether you buy the large ones or the small or a combo. They're the perfect base pieces for putting in the dirt outside even. Next up, let's get this silver piece into the middle. This one is nice and full. It'll fan out all directions and gives you a lot of show. It's more of a painted piece, less about the glitter, more about paint in this finish. And spreading that out left and right, hugely beneficial for adding color and drama. And then we have a single stem that can go upright here for some height. I'm going to take a little bit off the bottom, just a couple inches, and dip that in glue. And this is going to go immediately in front of our backdrop pines. You can see how we're really getting a nice outline. And we also have worked from the back of our pot. We have nice dimension working towards the front. We haven't started in the middle and worked forward, which makes it front heavy. So be mindful of your placement so that nothing gets too front heavy. Here we can add some gorgeous height with our berry spray. So again, eyeballing that, I can cut a couple inches of that length off and dip that in the glue. This is layering up in front of the silver stem. And you're seeing the look come together. Silver and red make great contrast, and if you're placing these somewhere where you see them driving by during the day, anything with a little glitter catches the light. So it's always good to have glittery pieces, I think, in your stems for your porch pots. We've got a left and a right icy long needle pine spray. We're going to use that for fullness on each side. Make it nice and showy. Here we go. And don't be afraid to get those stems down in there. If you do avoid the glue thing, I bet this pot would be fine without gluing the stems in. It is up to you. We use glue to make sure everything is durable for shipment, and that construction is the best for durability, to glue it. Before I add my ball picks, I can see this is a little open on the inside. I'm going to take one more stem to fill in a hole. And the hole is sort of in the middle, so if I place this down in the center and just kind of pull the pine through, we have ensured it's definitely full all the way around. Okay. This is a very showy high contrast pot. Let's finish up with more red. The last thing we'll put in are these stem ball picks. They're kind of the finishing touches. So we're going to drop our cherry blossom down. Incidentally, that cherry blossom holds up great outdoors. And then a silver and a red ball pick for our final finish. These pieces are outdoor safe. They are plastic, and the stems have been cut off short. The stem is about half the length of its original size because they are made for outdoor planters. If you purchase them for your outdoor pots, they have nice long ball pick stems on them, so you can really get them into anything deep in a large pot. It'll hold its own with a tall stem. And then we're going to nestle this red one right underneath. So this is kind of the focal point, and takes the place where you might also put a bow. The pick and this little orb can also fill in where a bow might have gone. So let's augment those. They need to be kind of offset side by side. There we go. Let me flip it around so you can see what I've done here. And that creates a balanced look.
Wow.
There we go.
There's our porch pot. Cute. Looks cute with your apron.
I am matching.
You are matching. Look
Okay.
how pretty that is, you guys. Oh my gosh.
So it's showy, it's frosty, it'll definitely glisten in the sunlight, and if you've got some lights on it in the evening, the silver is going to catch the light too. So a pretty piece, under $100, no problem.
Yeah, $90.
There you are.
It's
That's your
such a
sale
good
price
deal.
today?
That's the sale price today. So that one is outdoor safe, of course. If we didn't mention it before, you can put that indoor, outdoor, but it is meant for outdoors.
Okay, next
So,
up.
I think we'll go into some more of the traditional color palettes. Do you want to do that little swag next, maybe? Would be what I would recommend doing. So
Sure.
we're going to do some traditional colors, and then we're going to move into Snow Cherry.
Uh-oh, Snow Cherry is going to be a lot of fun. That's our purple burgundy tones.
They love Snow Cherry. Beautiful. They're loving that piece. So pretty, Amy Linda says.
Thanks,
that one
everyone.
Just turned out great.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. It is round 2, if you just jumped on late, of our DIY weekend. We're starting it on a Friday, so if you missed this morning, make sure you catch it in replay later today. It is a segment that we did for nearly 2 hours from 9 to 11 Central this morning, and now we're back for another 2-hour segment. So this live is going to continue till 2 Central. We have a full hour and 15 minutes yet.
Yes. Yeah, we do, and it's going to go by quickly, I'm sure.
It seems
to. And then we will be back on Saturday morning for the third part of DIY weekend. So you're actually getting we're splitting it into 2 days worth of lives. And what's great is if you place your orders right now, Jen and Todd are both here shipping.
They
So
are.
they are getting them out almost as fast as they're coming in. The orders are going out
It's
so
instant
quickly.
gratification, gals. You're going to
Yeah.
get a shipping notification if you place your order within the next hour.
Yes. So thank you, Kate. Thank you, Danette. Thank you, Linda, Evelyn, Nancy, Marilyn. Thank you for your order.
Hi, everyone.
Kathy, thank you. Mary, Jane, thank you for your order. Jamie, thank you for your order. Diane, Deborah.
Hey, everybody.
Wow, we've got lots of people ordering. Nicole, Kayla, not our Kayla, different Kayla.
More Kaylas.
Jessica, thank you. So lots of people are shopping DIY weekends. This sale is going to continue through Monday night, but the
Right.
winter pine will continue. So Christmas and winter sale does continue, but if you want to get vases and planters on sale,
The
that will
vases
end.
and planters opportunity is a rare one. We don't put those on sale independently. They only go on sale during DIY weekends.
Correct.
So the next sale on those items will be next year. If you want to grab containers or vases that can be even lantern type items, we have several vases that serve as lantern items we showed in this morning's live. We'll have to show that silver one down there. That's a perfect one. There's a mercury glass on the shelf back in the above. So that is one opportunity to grab some gifts also. Now this piece is going to be super easy. It is a table swag or a hanging swag.
Yep, I'll snap a photo of you with it really quick. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. I feel like your eyes were closed. They were a little closed. 1, 2, 3. Trying again. There
These photos end up with the product listing online. Now, any of these kits you can buy as a set of components that you put together yourself, or if you click into the product, you'll see that each stem is linked to its own product page where you can buy it individually. So it's easy to find a single stem or the bow itself from the components listing. That's how you do it.
Yep. Did you get a swag of tea before you start this one?
Get a swig of tea.
All right, so this is the Holly Jolly Swag Kit. This kit is on sale for $63. This is going to be a really cute tray design or a great gift. Very traditional color palette. It's built on 2 Icy Amaryllis mixed picks. That is the base of your design, and it's a mixed stem. Also great in your tree, by the way. Then we have the Holiday Metallics Berry Spray. Gorgeous gold color. It's kind of a matte finish. There's no glitter on that one. Great option if you want to avoid glitter. Then we have a variegated Beaufort holly spray. This is a real touch, very big holly stem. One of the favorites. Beautiful berries, and the leaves have that really nice holly point to them. And then it is finished off with a hand-tied bow called Tis the Season bow. These are made in-house. This one has a really pretty champagne gold mesh and then a 3/4 width satin Dupion red bow ribbon. What's the word? Ribbon.
Ribbon. Now this is going to be also available individually. If you have a small tree, this is a great size for a little tree.
Beautiful piece. So we are ready to jump into this one, the Holly Jolly Swag Kit.
Well, this one's going to go together easy. As you can see, we don't have that many components. So we have wire that we're going to be needing, and I have taped and wrapped wire. Maybe this is a good time to tape a wire and show you. The wire is probably suggested as an add-on item. We sell 22 gauge wires, 5 to a bundle for under $2 during this event. We sell it every day of the week, but right now it's low price. We pinch our starting point of tape on here. I actually wrap this tape behind the wire, pinch it around in the front of the wire, and then most people try to wrap the tape around the wire. Instead, what you want to do is hold the tape taut and roll the wire with a twisting motion like this, like playing a mini violin. Twisting motion, roll your wire into your tape. The tape is being pulled at an angle. I kind of hold my hand, pull my tape at an angle. The greater the angle, the quicker your coverage. The more you pull it, the tighter the tape is. This is a practice thing. And with practice, you can make a tightly wrapped wire using less tape in a short amount of time, but there's the trick. You have to practice. The tape you're going to buy at your local flower shop or your craft and hobby store, and the quality tape that you can purchase should come in many colors. I use brown and light green most often. There's also a dark green. Now we are going to place these 2 amaryllis end to end. The stem length is fine. We can hide the stems behind the pieces. Pull the pieces right up next to each other. No gap in between. Pull them up tight. There you go. and we're ready to stack. We're going to wire once after we stack all the components together. And this holly piece, I think what we're going to do to make this less work for you is split this holly in half. You're going to have less fighting if you do that. So you can see if we cut here, we'll have 2 stem sets and 2 stem sets, like so and like so. This extra stem length, we're going to lose that. And this stem is not paper wrapped, it's a coated stem, so when you cut it, nothing will unravel. Now you're left with a left and a right, just like this. So here we go, laying these pieces out. Let's tuck them. I'm going to actually let that amaryllis still sit up in front of it. I just tucked the holly down behind. Lay this one in here. Tuck the holly down behind, like that. Now our stems are going end to end. We're creating a stem stack that we're going to wire over in the end here. And this tutorial is one of the easiest, by the way. Let's do the same thing with the gold stem to make it easier for you. We're going to cut a little stem length off. We're going to split the stem in two-ish. This stem doesn't come out as evenly, but close enough. And we're going to stack this. Now you make sure you stick your stem far enough through that you're going to get it caught when you wire. You don't want to miss something when you go to wire it. So be mindful of where these stems stack up at. Okay, everything's stacked. When I grasp the middle of my swag with my hand, I am grabbing all the stems at once, coming from both directions. That's the middle. So if you can feel and see that you've got all your stems in there, when you go to place your wired bow over the top of it all, that'll be your first point of securing them. So our ribbon is going to go left and right. We need to just wiggle this bow down between the 2 amaryllis and make sure we haven't shifted anything. Flip it around to the back and tighten it up to lock in your stems for your first round of wire. I am not one to ever rely on the first round of wire. We always add a little bit more. You know, you're going to be, especially with Christmas designs, you're putting them away, you're getting them out. They're being packed away and moved quite a bit, so they need to be sturdy. And that's why I use more than one wire when I do this. There we go. And our wire for the next 2, you can tape them or you can leave them untaped. It's up to you. You don't have to have tape wires, but I find coming from the fresh flower industry and how I learned that having taped wires creates a more finished result. So as I say that, I'm using a naked wire. Now I'm going to add this wire to the left and the right of the center. This wire is in place about 2 inches from the middle on one side here. I'm going to trim it off and tuck it in. The raw end gets tucked in so it doesn't poke anybody. So here's the center, and here's wire number 2. Center, wire number 2. Now we need to put one right over here. That means your stems have been secured in 3 places when we complete that. That's going to make sure your stems are locked in and secure. Now your hanger can be formed from the middle wire that held your bow, and you can make a little loop out of that one, or you can add a second piece and definitely create a bar type hanger as well. That's basically all there is to it. A little bit of shaping would be the final touch, and this piece would be ready to become a centerpiece on a tray. It would look great with some candlesticks tucked into it. If you put it in a bowl and added some ornaments, that would look amazing. Here is our wire from the bow that could become a hanger right back here. If you want to make a loop out of those wires, that would work. And for shaping, you want to get that ribbon and weave it through. Oops, I just pulled the flower head off. Okay, don't do that, but we'll glue it back on. That's why the glue is handy. And we are going to wiggle a little bit of this around. So I need my stems to look blended. I'm pulling my holly up a bit. I am giving my ribbon a little bit of a wave. There we go. After you shape, it always looks better. You just need to blend and incorporate the stem pieces. If they're still stacked, they just don't look quite designed, but pulling them around and through each other to blend does give you the better results. And Ribbon is kind of like hair. You can shape it. You can shape it and place it. There we go. So hopefully that gives you enough of the tips needed to get the best result at your house. I try to be very thorough in my explanation of how, because everybody can learn. It's just sometimes a little bit of tricks of the trade and a little bit of practice. Those two in combination, I'm sure you'll be successful. There we are. Perfect for a tray, or you can hang it as well over the mirror, over an art piece, over a doorway. There we go.
Cute, the little Holly Jolly Swag Kit.
Easy
Very
peasy.
happy. Yeah, anyone can do that one. That one's super simple. Sue, videos stay on YouTube forever. They delete off Facebook after 30 days. Not by choice. Facebook just does it.
There we
But
go.
that's why they are sent to YouTube for
They
you.
go to live on YouTube forever. So then when I'm 80, I can see myself young.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, funny. Rosalie said, I just love how you're so thorough with your instruction and
Well,
all the
good.
tips.
Thank you, Rosalie. I try to be very specific so you can learn. And once you get the technique down, you can use it to apply it to all different kinds of scenarios. Which piece is up next?
So
you want me to do this
next up,
planter?
yeah, we're going to do this planter.
Okay.
We'll take the bendy vine off. Don't need that.
All right, we're going to do a
we'll
large
get set
porch
up.
pot.
So yes, now we're in Glad Tidings land. So now these designs are a bit more traditional color palettes that you can easily do. I will hold this.
All right.
And we'll get set up. This is a big one, so it's going to take up a lot of counter space. And I'm going to verify if the pot comes with it or not. You need to look up. Looks like we're getting low on some things, but the store will work on transferring. This belt is optional.
Okay. You put him off to the side. I believe these are going quick.
Yeah.
As I'm told.
The medium is already sold out.
Exactly. Okay. That would explain why.
All right. Let me pull up this gorgeous design. This one, the foam and pot, is sold separately, Mom.
Okay.
So let me first get the link here pinned. And this one's Holly says, this one's an easy one for me.
Holly did the Holly swag?
Holly's going to do the Holly.
Perfect.
Naturally, I would hope. All right, so let's take the pot out of the pitcher. Now, the reason we did the porch pot separately and try to do them separately is because if you have a pot of dirt at home, we know that you'll want to put it right in the dirt.
The stems can just drop in the
as far
dirt?
over here as possible.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Got it. So the porch pot is separate and the foam is separate. If you need the pot and foam, it's available in the descriptions link, but it is separate. All right, let me get a video of this one because we love porch pot videos.
Okay, we're going to need to have this ready then.
All right. I almost need like a lower counter for your big porch pots.
Whoa. Probably. This is going to be off camera. You might want to tip this camera back a little bit.
All right, let me see if I can do that gracefully.
Okay.
While we're live.
Let's see. You might need 3 pieces.
We're going to try that. Is it straight, Mom? I can't tell. A little crooked?
Go this way. There, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's better. That should help. This is going to be a tall pot.
Yeah, is this one good?
Looks like it will be.
Fine.
That'll be fine.
Okie dokie. Are we ready, artichokes?
Yes. We're ready.
Okay, and this one is a little low, but they are transferring them from the store, so it'll be fine. Okay. Oop, bumping the camera. Okay, so this is the Magical Holiday Porch Pot Kit on sale for $130. This includes all the stems you see here. We'll go through them. You can put this kit in dirt at home or purchase one of our porch pots to put them in foam. It starts with the Ultra Deluxe Mixed Cedar Stem. Very big new stem with ombre tips and a real touch finish. You're going to have a tall Himalayan pine pick.
All right. Like
3 short Himalayan pine picks. The Holiday Red Poinsettia Bush. A holly berry spray. the shiny red ornament stake, 2 golden pinecone stems, the antique gold metallic berry spray, and the gold glitter berry spray. Optional add-ons listed in this kit's description and linked is the black round flower pot, 2 blocks of foam, and a Believe metal bell ornament.
All right, that'll be a fun
All
option.
are separate add-ons, optional if you would like. Otherwise, this kit is ready to put in your pots of dirt at home.
Exactly. So it is not too hard to create the base for this. We just need a little glue to do so. So let's get this glued together and give it a moment to set up. I'm going to spread some glue on one of the foam pieces and put them both together. You don't need a lot, you just need enough to make them nice and solid. And we're going to give this a minute before we start gluing into it, but I can, in the meantime, glue it into the pot. So this particular pot will be filled with enough material to glue into by using 2 blocks. But one thing that may be necessary, if you have extra scraps of foam or if you can use some packing material around these 2 blocks. Now, the point being, here we're going to dip this in glue and get that in there. Your pot is foamed up, but the foam can move in here, especially in cold climates. It can pop free in the pot. It won't pop free if you have like extra small pieces cut to wedge on the sides, or you have some other material in there that might be weight like gravel or rocks or sand or filler. So just advising, you're going to need a little bit more of something in there to stabilize that. I'm going to use a little bit more foam. To save on the cost of foam, those are some other options. You also want to have a knife handy, which I don't have. There we go. And I'm going to glue just a little block to secure it so that it cannot move within the pot itself. Just a little trick I've learned over the years. This is another little trick I've learned over the years. There we go. Gluing that here. So you can see how now those 2 blocks will not be able to move within the planter. So that's a couple of tips for foaming it out. If you want, these plants can all just go right into the dirt if it's not frozen at your house after you've taken out your summer plants, and that is one of the easiest things to do as well. So this bush is outdoor, weather resistant. You're going to be able to shape this thing to fill without cutting it, and we're going to place this smack dab in the middle of our design. One thing about this big stem is that in order to press that into your foam, it will resist because the stem is so wide. It helps, this is super dense foam, but it'll help to pull out a little starter plug of the foam and get a hole started, because otherwise a very wide stem just simply doesn't press into that easily. So now that we've got a start, I can feel if I get some glue on there and press, I'll be able to make it all the way into that foam. There we go. Wow, that's harder than I thought because the glue's still wet. Okay, we need that glue to sit up.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It needs to rest a moment or I'm going to break it. So this plant can be shaped in place without cutting it. Let me shape a bit and then show you when I'm done here. And if your eye feels like something needs to drop a little bit lower, you can cut a flower and move it independently into a new position. Let's show that idea right now. I'm going to select one of these front poinsettias and give him a new home a little bit lower by snipping him and gluing him down in front. So now we've got just one more step of staggered height. Just kind of like a fresh poinsettia plant. It's very realistic, right down to the color on the leaf. So now we've got the big guy in place. Let's add our second large item, this tall plant stem. This piece has a pretty fine stem. It is going to sink into the foam all the way to the bottom of the pot. I'm going to dip it in my off-camera glue, and it is going in the back segment of this planter. Let me turn it and show you how that looks. Here, there, great look. So you don't want to put this piece in the middle with the poinsettia. We want to get some balance and make sure it's not a front heavy pot, so we've worked it back towards the back a little bit further. And now we're going to begin layering all these pieces in. So that getting the bigger ones out of the way definitely is the best plan of attack for order of events. Okay, we got some gorgeous cedar showing up and filling it in. Now let's use that tall pine here, the Himalayan pine. There's one tall one in your kit. That is going to go behind your cedar. And I'm using the full stem length, sinking it all the way down so that the bottom pine segments have now come to the height of the planter. This ensures you don't have a gap. Here's where the pine starts, and I've dropped them all the way into the pot so that that's resting on the top. That makes it nice and full from the back view and also has filled in any of the openness looking at it through the front. Your other pieces are going to be a left and a right. So here we can lay them out, one going to the side this direction, giving them a little bit of a bend out to the side here. I've placed it and then it's flexible, so bend it down. There we go, a left and a right. And let's take that last Himalayan pine piece and lay that one out to the front. That's really filled us in nicely. As you can see, there we go. Now I've basically eliminated most of the view of my foam. If your dirt planter is bigger than this 10-inch diameter pot, Himalayan pine, which you can purchase separately and is now 15% off in the on. Now we're just going to start with the fun items here. Okay, this piece next, let's do the holly. Make sure it's in a showy location. That holly can be shaped open a little bit. This one has been cut somewhat. I think we probably lost about 4 to 5 inches from the stem length. It won't unravel. It's a nice finished stem. And I'm going to place that in the middle. And it's going to share the space in the center of the poinsettia plant. Wow, doesn't that show up nicely? The contrast is perfect. The gold glitter and the gold pod spray. You can put either one of those in next. This one looks like it needs to be more towards the back. We're going to pop him in behind the holly. And the pod spray. We'll do that one next. Let's place that kind of off to the side. You can certainly have a little bit of artistic license with your placement. It is your design after all. If you'd like to rearrange the order of events or how things appear, you go for it. There we go. That one's a little bit off to the side, spiking out asymmetrically over there. Now our gold and red, those are up to you. Whoops, where you want to end up with those. Let's say we need the little spot of red over here in my design, so I'm going to cut this pick off a bit. Wow, look out, that's a weapon. And Kate's going to get hit over there.
Maybe, we'll see.
And that's filling a little spot where there was a gap in the red, and now my pine cones can nestle below that. These are wood spikes. Sorry. They go flying. Be careful. Be careful. And we're going to place those out in front here. Kind of stacking your 3 pick objects together in a cluster usually works well. All right, take a look, see what you think. The porch pot ready to go.
Beautiful. And then you have that optional bell if you wanted to add that in the front.
So if you did the bell, How showy is this? Especially if this is dropping into your planter as a liner pot into something bigger. This may hang over the front of your planter. You can wire it to a stem, or you can actually take the pieces from your Himalayan pine right here in the front, these 2 pine pieces, loop it over the top of one, and then twist it into another, and that will lock your bell into place. You won't even need some wire. That piece can be down below, draping over a tall planter, or you can use a scrap stem and wire it and get it to sit up in the design too. So that's another option, is to give it some wire and a sturdy stem and get that placed up more height so it'll be more visible.
Beautiful.
Cute piece.
That is our big porch pot kit. Cool. That is huge.
It's a good sized one. So if you're wondering how big this turns out to be, I'm sure they've put the dimensions online, but our 10 by 10 inch planter now has easily become 32 by 26 right in there. So it's pretty good sized for you.
Beautiful. They love the porch pot. So pretty, Rosalie says. Ann said it's big and beautiful.
Well, you need showy.
Judy said that poinsettia is really gorgeous. Sue said, do you lose your voice after doing these videos?
I think today with 4 hours instead of 6, I'll be fine.
Yeah, it won't be as bad. So we have another 45 minutes to go. Louise, the trees in the background, are you looking for the blackwood trees maybe? Did you show those yesterday, Mom?
I did. I showed the blackwood trees yesterday.
Okay, I will look for a link for those also.
Do you want me to hand you one?
Maybe. No, I'm sure I'll find
Okay.
it. No biggie.
Here it is close up. We did show those yesterday with a bunch of Christmas accessories and the nutcracker yesterday, the plate yesterday.
There it is. Set of 2 for $76. Limited availability. And that is a set. Love.
Okay.
Okay, beautiful. They're lovin'. I think the battery's dying.
On all of them.
I think I would recommend doing the teardrop next up.
Okay.
And this particular teardrop has an optional bow. And this is one of the bows that sold out yesterday. We had to remake it.
Popular bow, I think because the price point is low at only $9. But you can also take little bows like this and add them to your Christmas tree, and people are buying them in huge quantities at $9 a piece. Okay.
All right, so I'm going to get you a link to this next item, which is a swag kit. And double check here. All the little links and stuff. So Jennifer, if you go back and watch the replay, that would maybe be the easiest thing once we get this posted. But we do have everything is available on the kits page, which I'll drop a link to again. And you can find all the individual items in those kits linked in the description. So I'll drop a link here to just all kits. And then everything we're showing today and tomorrow is available there.
Okay.
Let me just, it's loading. It's tired.
Everything's been
A
running today. Looks like batteries are okay on the camera. Okay.
Yes. All right. Taking a photo of this beauty. Bow is separate.
It is?
Yes. So put it even off more to the side. Thank you. Okay. 1, 2, 3. There. Okay. We'll post that photo with the next thing. We need to upload some photos. All right. So
I bet that's true. It's a Ralph Lauren look.
It is a Ralph Lauren look, which is very popular right now. So this is the Bells Are Ringing swag kit. It is on sale for $108. So you're getting about $20 off right now. This has the 31-inch Snowfall Pine teardrop as the base here. This is an outdoor safe, snowed, wintry pine with multiple real cones. It's got different shapes of pine. You've got noble fir, you've got some twigs, you've got some cedar, and it's got a really nice wired base. This is going to be great for a front door. It includes the Nostalgia Berry Spray. It's a 2-tone outdoor safe berry spray. Love that one. It also has the Frivolity Berry Hanging Stem, another outdoor safe, really, really full red berry stem. And then on top we have the Prancer Drop Bells. This is a kind of a Nordic looking rustic style soft gold bell with a beautiful laser cut design. Nice little tinny noise there, already layered for you on that jute hanger.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to make it really simple. Optionally add on, we have the plaid tidings bow. This bow is super inexpensive, regularly only $9.50. I think it's 8 something is the sale price.
Right.
Very inexpensive. It's a very simple 4-inch wide ribbon that is a very, very high quality thick fabric and a thick wire. So that is an optional add-on for only around $8, and that's the Bells Are Ringing Swag Kit.
No problems putting this one together. This will be super easy. There also may be a need for some wire. If you don't have wire, we sell bundles of 5 22 gauge wires in a bundle for under $2, and that 22 gauge wire can be taped up with any color of floral tape if you want to have a pro finish here to do the final wiring and get all these pieces secured. So what we want to do is tuck in the Frivolity Berry first. It's a single piece already pre-draped in staggered lengths. There's one absolutely longest one. That needs to go down the middle, and do you see how there are 2 of equal size? So that needs to go left and right. And then we have these extra pieces on the sides here, so you've got enough material to definitely make a showy statement. I am going to work that in a little bit. So we're tucking it in and we're putting the center down in the pine and making sure you're going to want to grab at least one spot here eventually that you'll want to cross over to tuck that in. But for now, it's just laying on top, floating around, and then our stems come together at the top just like so. There we go. Next up is the berry pick. Now it can go anywhere from mostly towards the bottom half to somewhere in the middle, and our bow is going to take some space here and the bells are going to fall through it. So I believe this is dropped maybe about 10 inches from the top of the swag to the start of the berry as a guesstimate, and the stem hasn't been trimmed, so it's nearly lining up. That'll give you an eyeball effect here. Line up those guys. Now this piece is going to work pretty slick, layered right down the middle, but I believe it'd be smart to wire my swag together before placing these, and that means right in the middle here where we have the background pine spray and we have the berry spray right on top. We're going to run a little thin wire through the middle and cover 3 stems at once. So it's going from the section of pine here across the burgundy plastic Frivolity Berry and then ending up holding down the two-tone berry, all with one piece of wire. And the reason I'm doing that is so that it's not only secured at the top when the bow goes on, but it has one secondary location that it also has a second wire for further to ensure that it stays together. Okay, that looks good to me. Trimming that little piece of wire off, just a small bit of the 22 gauge wire there. Okay, that works, and then we're set to kind of pull your pine across each other. So once you get that in place, it will be necessary to make sure your pine blends in. Do you see how I just sort of moved it back into the middle here? Just so it doesn't remain stacked, you want it blended. Okay, this piece, draping down the middle, just needs to hang at the right length so that the bow doesn't cover any of the bells. And once you figure out where that's going to be, we're still going to wire up here, so we can definitely wire that in. And that point looks to me like a good plan. Let's double check it. This bow is an option. There are so many other bows in the online store. If you wanted to choose a different bow, you sure could. There's options available online that would also work, or tie your own. So yes, I like the placement of those bells. And then this bow has its own wire, and that will go across everything. So once we get that wire in place, we can have our second point of securing everything together, and you know it's locked in for good. So now I'm taking that bow and working it around the center here. Okay, this is a heavy gauge wire on this bow that if you purchase it, you'll want to use a pliers to lock that in. And this swag has its own hanger, so no need to make a hanger. It will be there for you already on this loop right in the back. Now for the finishing touches, you could trim off this cord. I'm just going to flip it to the back. I'm going to take these 2 pine cones that are randomly sticking out the top, but they're on their own wire. And I'm going to twist one of those up towards the bow here. So they both are going to share some of the top of this design with our bow. You can actually kind of roll the pine cone with its wire into the bow a little bit. Do you see how I just did that? It's rolling in there. There's some length to that wire, and the best way to describe moving it would be to say you're rolling it in there. There we go. Look how it incorporates itself into the middle of the bow and comes out perfectly. All the bells show, the berries show, and this piece is a beautiful addition to your front door. How easy was that one? I'm sure you guys can do this. It's not hard at all. Okay, we've got more pieces to coordinate. We're going to keep going today. Do you want this
Okay,
your way?
next up, you just sit there.
All right.
I just out of room. So we have a wreath next up. Now we're going to transition to snow cherry. I know you've been impatiently waiting.
We're going to make another snowy mess.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
So we're going to go into snow cherry. I've already asked the team to make more of these bows, FYI. So they're a little low, but not gone. But Kelsey's already working on making more for us. That one's okay. I'm checking them as we go to make sure we're fully stocked today.
This is the matching wreath to the swag we just built.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that actually.
Mm-hmm.
So this wreath kit is available online. The bow is included, but you can also order it separately if you want to get one bow for your wreath and then matching ones for your tree. You can in this case. I'm going to take a photo and record this one, Mom, so you're aware.
Okay.
Beautiful, so pretty. Lisa's loving that swag. Rosalie said, OMG, I love this teardrop. That one's a little bit more rustic, which I like.
It could be. Yes, it could be the natural cones, the little twiggy pieces, the plaid.
So if you're looking for the base teardrop that was just used, then it is in the product description link. So everything that we use in each kit is actually listed and linked in the description. Kayla goes through and has that so you can easily add it to your cart.
And I can't tell you the name of this collection, actually. I don't know.
Well, we'll see. Snowfall. Snowfall, one word.
Snowfall wreath and snowfall teardrop.
Yes.
If that helps you out.
Yep, but it is linked in that kit description, so that makes it a little bit easier for you. All right, so first things first, a photo with all the goodies included in your kit here. This is everything you're going to get in the box when we send it to you. So you'll have everything you need to create this. Next up, we'll do a little video on a video. Am I straight? Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ready, Freddie? Did you get a drink of tea?
Let's do one more drink of tea.
Maybe one more drink of tea because you just can never be too sure. So we're going to keep going.
Okay.
We have about another 30 minutes to get 2 big kits done, so I think we'll be right on time.
Perfect.
All right, here we go. So next up we have a wreath from the Snow Cherry collection. This is called the Glimmering Burgundy Wreath Kit. This kit is on sale for $135. It's built on the 22-inch Snowfall Pine Wreath. This is an outdoor safe snowy pine wreath, mixed different cedars with some natural, real large pine cones on it. You can put this indoors or outdoors. Then we have the beautiful Burgundy Glamour Velvet Eucalyptus Spray ×2.
Mm-hmm.
It's a velvet finish with a champagne gold pod on it. Front side, beautiful burgundy velvet finish. You're going to get 2 of these champagne glitter sprays. These have a beautiful rosy hue to them that is perfect for the burgundy. It's also a really wide stem, great for your tree as well. And then you're going to have 1 burgundy shiny stem ball bunch of 6. And we've separated our bundle into 3 and 3. So you'll get 1 6 bundle and you'll separate them. And then included you get our hand-tied burgundy sparkle bow. These are made in-house with that beautiful striped burgundy ribbon. multiple champagnes, and then a raw edge velvet burgundy in the center that matches our eucalyptus. So again, this is the Glimmering Burgundy Wreath Kit for $135.
Okay, so first thing up, you separate your stem balls. They come as a, whoops, did I lose one? They come as a set of 6. I must have somehow. And you can just pull 3 of them apart from the original sets. That is going to be one of the steps. And then you can use the wires that they come with to wire them in. So that's going to work well. Do I have that one back or no? No? Okay. And then this piece, you're going to need to lay your other stems into the wreath. So I always like to kind of get down to the base wire of these wreaths. So when I work my stems in, they have something to wire to. So opening your wreath up and kind of exposing the core wire structure is what you're after in this case. That is perfect. There's a nice open look to it. Once you get it opened up, you can easily see where that wire is running through, and that's going to allow you to get your extra stems locked in. This is going to be a paper wrapped structure, and when we don't need all the stem length. When we trim these off, one step just to ensure things don't start unraveling as we're working is to dip them in glue or get some Elmer's glue out and glue the paper down so that the ends do not unravel when you're working with them. Paper wrap stems, once cut, just tend to go. This stem set is plastic, so you can easily trim those up. We're going to lose some of the length here. We're taking off about 6 to 7 inches. That's plastic, no worries. That one does not need to be glued. And then the wire on the bow is going to help us with the hanger. So we are going to place, let's see here, we're going to place the bow at the top of the wreath. And I think these 4 cones, you can kind of see they're all evenly placed on the wreath. Maybe my bow is going to go between the cones. So eyeballing that first for reference. Let's lay the widest, largest stem in place first. And like I said, we just need to wiggle that wire right down onto the structure of the pine base itself. The goal is to wire it to the pine base, and in order to do that, you've got to get down to it. So these 2 stems are going to go end to end, one cedar sweeping one direction, one sweeping the other, their stems coming together in the middle, just like so. Not hard, just takes a little bit of wrestling it into place. Here's where the 2 stems are going to meet, right here and right here. We're going to be able to wire them right down to this wire structure. But let's do that after we layer our eucalyptus in on top of it. So euc goes in next, same thing. It runs left and right. Get those stems all stacked up. There we go. And for reference, let's pull the eucalyptus in a little bit here so that we don't have a gap of no burgundy. We want to fill in the gap pretty well. Close it up so that when the bow goes in place, the bow is in between and then your eucalyptus starts. It's not going to be hidden, but it's not going to be too far away either. So here my hand is covering not only the wire frame, but all of the stems in one fell swoop. And by placing the bow over the top of everything, the first wire that will hold it all together will be the wire of the bow itself. So let's get that wire in place, going around the frame, getting it snugged in there pretty tight, and you can sort of hand twist it for starters and then use your pliers to get it extra locked in. So I just went around one of the wire circles of the frame, not both. There we go. Let me get the stem ball right on here. Or not.
This one came unglued too, so
Oh.
I think we were just a little too violent.
Our stem balls are getting reattached. Okay. This piece is going to get wired with my pliers. We're going to twist it with the pliers so it stays secure. And those wires, when they form, they can form a hanger in the back if you want. Okay, so we just need to make sure these stems aren't going anywhere. They're kind of loose off here to the side. So I'm going to find a second area where I can take part of my stems, the pieces that have the length to them, and I'm going to use just a small piece of the 22 gauge wire to place a second wire away from the middle. Center wire, number 2, and number 3 will go over here. Just additional points so that those stems don't have so much play that they pull themselves out of the wreath. That'll be especially important if you're putting this outside. And I think this would do okay in a covered front porch area. If it got wet, it probably would be fine as well. Okay, we got that wire in place. Let's do one more 22 gauge wire off to the side over here. That means you've got them nice and secure. Your whole structure is set. Nothing's going to go anywhere when it has 3 points of wire. Okay, some shaping before we put the little ball sprays in. And the ball sprays are plastic shatterproof ornaments. They are structured in a way that they're glued to the stems of wire. If they pop themselves off, you just have to glue them back on. Sometimes that happens, but they're a wire pick with a hole in them, so that'll be easy to do. Let's take a little bit of this and give it some shaping. So our pine needs to come back up into the wreath frame. We pulled it open. Now you need to work it back in and get those cones placed. Everything here wants to sweep one direction. It's liking to go this way. And when I shape it on this side, it's going to go a lot easier than the other side where my wreath is continuing to sweep this direction. So you're going against the grain on this side. Takes a little bit more effort sometimes to place those pieces. There we go. This wreath is so full though, it's really forgiving. You won't have a problem making it look full. And often when I'm designing, I work on a wall, which is how you're going to view it. So it's great to be able to check it on a wall for placement and for moving things around, but everything's wired. So of course you have lots of opportunities to shape with all that wire in there. I'm going to flip that piece back down. And our bow, I would like to see the streamers just come down the center. You could pull some of the streamers off through the sides if you want to, and then make sure our velvet shows in the front here. Now, where do we want to put the stem balls? That's the next question. So it looks like on the camera here, let's put one set right next to this pine cone. This is going to be up to you in your particular scenario once your wreath comes with its natural cones and how you've placed all your other stems. Just find a good spot for your stem balls and get them in place. No rhyme or reason, it's just what looks good to you. How about that? Okay, stem ball number 2, we're just going to cluster them. I think we're going to go close together with them in this case. And that is going to attach with the wire that comes with the stem balls. There you go. Wire definitely better than glue in this scenario. Okay, let's take a look and see what you think.
Beautiful.
There we
is our
go.
wreath kit. Good. That looks great. Really pretty. That bow is everything.
There you go. So that is a very full, large size wreath. It's actually average for a door for what we sell normally, but it's maybe average to larger size in this case.
We are going to make a matching piece. So we're now doing your whole front door. We're making a porch pot that's going to match the wreath you just did. So if you're getting one of the kits, you might want both. This next one is going to be the perfect pairing. Do you want to just set this over there, just on the surface there? This one is also a separate pot, by the way, and a separate bow. So the bow is optional because it doesn't necessarily need it, but it definitely is nice to have it. Okay, so Snow Cherry. This is going to be a burgundy focus on a white base is the goal of this porch pot design, just like the wreath. And it's going to be snowy. So just forewarning you.
FYI, the snow's going to fly.
Will the wreath fit between the front door and storm door? I don't think that one will.
It will not. I think most wreaths would not fit easily when they're made of a pine structure. The double layers of wire and pine construction exceed 3 inches. Most people have 3 to 3.5 inches Most wreaths are that size, and by the time you put a pine cone on it, it's even deeper.
Mm-hmm. Oh, fun. Rosalie just ordered the components for the bells are ringing teardrops. She's got the base, so now she just needed the other pieces. We got her inspired on that one.
Okay.
Love to hear it. Gold and burgundy are so pretty together, Pat says. They're loving that last design. It's just so pretty. Snow cherry is the favorite around here. I can't tell if it's definitely between snow cherry and first frost for
the two top selling color palettes. And when you
most commented on.
When you see people visit the store, often the snow cherry takes them by surprise and they like something different when they see it like that.
And by the way, okay, so you got the pot separate, the foam separate, and the bow is separate.
Okay.
We're restocking. They're doing a transfer today for some ornament stakes and bows. We're going to bring this into frame. We'll snap a photo, and I'm going to record this one also because everyone likes snow cherry.
Porch pots are trickier too. They need good long videos. So this component set is probably one of the bigger groups of items, but we'll work it all, lay all of it out for you here so you get the idea.
Okay. And then this one you can put into dirt. We're going to design it in foam, of course, today.
Right.
Make sure I got the
exactly.
Okay. Ready, Freddie?
I am.
This is the Christmas Elegance Porch Pot Kit. This kit is on sale for $129 and includes all the stems you see in front of you. You can put this stem bundle in your dirt right at home in your porch pot, or optionally, we have porch pots and foam available, which is what we're going to be designing today, if you want to make a freestanding design that you can bring indoors at the end of the year. Included in this kit is the Snowy Winter Pine Spray. I'm not going to know the difference between these pines. The Frosted Pine Spray with cones. That might be the frosted.
This might be the frosted, and this might be the snowy.
The Kismet Snowed Cedar Pine Stem ×2.
Okay, those two.
The Glittered U Bundle.
Y-E-W-U.
The Snow Quince Blossom Spray. A Burgundy Glitter Berry Spray. The Winter Twig Ice Glitter Bush. This is a very big, kind of platinum colored stem. And 2 Burgundy Glitter Lunaria sprays.
There we go.
Optionally not included in the price. If you want to put it in foam and a pot at home, just like we're designing today, we have the white round flower pot and a recommended 2 blocks of floral foam. We also have listed in this product's description the Christmas Elegance bow that is hand-tied, beautiful with silver, burgundy, velvet, lots of texture, and that is available online at magnoliasne.com as well.
Okay, we'll come back to him. So this is 2 blocks of foam. They have first been glued to each other, and then I've now set them with some pan glue into the bottom of this pot. That is 2 blocks. You can buy them individually at $5.50 a block if you need them for any other project. In a large 10-inch planter like this one, you need to wedge that foam so that it doesn't break out, especially in the winter months. If you're moving it around, the glue can pop free from just having this heavy design in it and having this space that allows the foam to move. So either wedge it with pea gravel, sand, large river rocks, or use some scraps of foam to wedge it into place so that it doesn't have the ability to shift and move. So I'm just going to grab a couple little scrap pieces that I have left over and build up a couple of the layers here so that we are wedging it. Then it doesn't have the ability to glide around, and that will make sure our pot stays secure. Especially when we're shipping things to you, we do take that extra step. Okay, a left and a right stack should do it. A good wedge there for the whole situation. It won't go anywhere. There we go. We've got it in there. So we're going to use the majority of the stem insertions into the center foam. And the scraps are going to ensure that nothing moves. Let's work with the tallest, largest pieces first and work our way from the back of the pot to the front of the pot. We don't want to start in the center and then work forward. It makes your pot front heavy. So that's a big important step. This stem is an incredibly strong stem. Some of these guys have heavy gauge wire in them. I'm sure you've all experienced heavy gauge wire stems before. You've got a couple of options. You can work at it with your pliers to get it started and then bend it, or you can also invest in a bolt cutters or steal one from the garage. So once you get that exposed, then you can, of course, work your wire to bend it. That will snap eventually. So that's one way to get the job done. This one just needed a couple inches off of it because it's a really heavy stem. This is a frosted coated plastic steel stemmed piece. It's sturdy for outdoor use, but sturdy also means hard to cut. So let's get that stem inserted all the way down into this pot here. Okay, there we go. So we've got a background piece, and you can see I've got it placed towards the back of the pot. I'm going to build my design forward, and it will not have a balance problem if I do that with that kind of staggering of steps. Next up, let's get this background piece in place. This one's going to take a lot of real estate in the middle with these big, long pine spray pieces here. So he's going roughly dead center in the middle of the pot, and I'm pressing that one down to ensure we get these cones and these big pieces of pine for filler near the surface. The more it floats up above, the less coverage you have. So that's important to note too. And yes, the pine cones will kind of be hidden, but they're filler. They're filler, and that'll do a great job. Next up, let's get this big bundle in place. Now it is a substantial amount of product. It's ice, acrylic ice on a plastic stem, and it does have some play to it. You can see it's not like a very stiff wire. It wants to fall open. So I have taken the bundle, which has 5 stems, and I cut off 2 stems off the bundle. So we're going to stick the dead center set of 3, the original ones, on their original stem. I'm going to slip that alongside the other pine spray right down the middle of this design, and I'm going to try to insert that pretty low. I'm going to sink it down in there so it has lots of support because it wants to flop open. This is what I mean. It has to have some guidance. So we're going to get it to redirect and go left and right and up here. I think it's just the weight of the ice that flops it over, but it does make for a showy look with the ice reflecting during the day. So it's a showy thing. Okay, we're going to place these last 2 in later. So we're going to hang on to those. Next up, we have the yew bush. So it is a bundle of 3 stems. And these 3 stems don't all need to be tall. We're going to use one of them for height in its original height in the back. And we're going to slide that up near your frosted pine spray here. So that's going towards the back. It's a nice, vibrant, kind of limier green, so it really shows up well here. Let me give you a look at that. Contrast is nice. It's a good color. And then we're going to place another tall item in front. We're stacking forward now. We're going to cut off a little bit, about 6 inches of this fun little quince blossom. It's velvet and it's frosted. Pretty piece. That's going up in front of that yew stem, and it shows up well because we've just placed it against something brighter green. So good contrast up there. Get that guy in place. And then we'll add in our burgundy. Let's get this thing in its full length. I've not cut any of this stem off. That's the full length. Stacked up there in front, kind of mixed in and sharing space with that quince blossom. So you've got the color contrast going on. You can even go so far as to, I've just sort of twisted the quince blossom and this burgundy berry together for some support on each other. There you go. Those 2 things twisted together, sharing that space. We've got a left and right pine spray. Maybe let's hit those in there next. This is a nice filler for the base of our pot. If we use one on the left and one on the right, and you sink them all the way in so that the bottom row of pine plus the cone is coming up on the foam or the dirt of your pot, you're going to go a long ways towards covering the base of your structure. Here and here. Don't keep them too far out in the design or they'll leave a gap. But if you get them tucked down in there, they fill in nicely. Notice I'm kind of flaring and laying them out left and right also. There we go. That's taking shape. A left and a right U, so we're going to cut those about equal lengths. This will not come unwrapped. It's got like a tacky stem, so if you cut it and glue it in, it will stay put, or insert it in your dirt. That works too. And that's going to add some contrast in our snow, left and right. This is one of the more complex planters with all the components, but hopefully by breaking down the steps, it takes away the hesitation and you can do this. Now deliberately, we've left these last pieces here and our burgundy lunaria for last. So we can place these now a little bit lower in the front of the design, a left and a right. I don't want my stems too far out. I'm aiming for the middle of the pot and I'm dropping them in lower than the ones up above. These are going to sink in all the way up to where the ice crystals start, and they're slightly in front of the others. So you've got your layers. There we go. Get a look at that. It's real sprawly and wild and fun, especially nice in daylight when these ice crystals catch the bright sunlight. Last item, we definitely need more color. These two burgundy lunarias are great outside. They also come in a champagne color if you need another color tone. And those are going to fill out left and right. We're keeping in mind the fact that the bow is bringing color to the middle. It is optional, but I'm saving room for it here, front and center. If you were not using that bow, you would want to take these two lunaria pieces and bring them closer together so that there isn't a gap. There you go. That leaves a spot for the bow, but again, pull the lunaria closer in to fill the gap if you aren't placing a bow at all. Or additionally, you could grab some ball picks in silver, in burgundy, in red. All of those colors would look great. But since we've got our bow as an optional add-on and this pulls all the colors together, that one can go front and center, and it does have a heavy gauge wire, and we're sending it with a wire that's sturdy enough to be glued and picked into this design. So I would dip it in glue and insert it into that foam with the glue so that the wind doesn't take it, and it would fill in our spot nicely here in the front. But if you didn't want to use this bow, you could simply do another type of burgundy, all silver, shiny silver, all kinds of options for making it your own. And there we have it. This kit is large and wow, it's outstanding.
Cute. Okay, so then that again matches the wreath that was just made.
Let's take a look and see.
Let's take a look. So a lot of wows. Marty asked, can you order the kits made up by you? So we sell the samples and only the samples that
picture?
she is designing live here, which means we have one of every design to sell. And then when those are, oops, sorry, hold on. When those are gone, then they're gone. We encourage you to buy the kits and DIY it at home. We promise they're super easy, but if you do want to buy a sample, like this porch pot, you just message the team either on Facebook or email is fantastic. I will drop their email in the comments here. It's sales@magnoliasonline.com. And you can tell them, I want, what was this one called? I don't even remember. I want the Christmas Elegance Porch Pot sample.
Okay.
And we do add labor on it, of course, for the time it takes to make it. But you'll get that kit pre-designed, glued together, and ready to go. And all you have to do is just ask for it.
There we go.
So we just sell the onesies.
All right.
We need to show you some of those vases we talked about that are included
So
in
many
that
fun
deal.
items. So if you didn't know, for our DIY weekend, and only when we do DIY weekends, we offer containers at 15% off any and all containers. Sometimes they are vases that can also serve as lantern vessels. Sometimes they are flat bowls and trays that are counted as vases but kind of serve as bowl and trays for tabletop decor. Sometimes they're wall baskets. You can even grab our wall baskets. Beautiful art glass pieces. Some of the fun things that we offer work with our Fia Flames, our Luminara, Robin Spide Velvet Burgundy Ribbon. That bow did have velvet, raggy edge, kind of raw edge burgundy ribbon, and we also had the shadow stripe burgundy in the bow of the porch pot. This is a Fia Flame. It's an LED rechargeable device that comes in a white color, or it also comes in a gold tone color. And when you add that to a container, the light just needs to glow in something that hides the device, because it's not pretty to look at, but it is pretty to see the glow. This is a mercury glass vase that serves as a lantern, so you can set this in the middle of a wreath. Do I have an example of a little wreath here?
I'll get a link to all containers here as well. So our containers are any vases or planters, anything you're going to hold a floral design in. I'll drop a link to all containers with the newest ones at the front, so that way you have a link.
So any of these fun items that have a little bit of clear glass or reflective interiors, here you can see that one glows through.
Robin, that last bow had not a raw edge velvet, but it is a burgundy striped ribbon.
So gorgeous color palettes like this one, platinum and pewter together. This piece is a nice tall cylinder that you can put a candle. You can put a candle in, you can put an LED flame in it, and it holds a large drop-in. Would be a sale item today, 15% off. That's going to be the 14th through the 17th. This one, vase or lantern. Also, not priced on the bottom, but you'll find these all online. She's dropping the links. This is one of my favorites. It's a deep, deep emerald green. Oh, the light's hitting it perfectly. So thicker glass at the bottom makes the color deeper. Thinner glass at the top lets the light through. Wow. That piece can also act as a lantern type vessel. That's stunning. Or wouldn't that be amazing with burgundy or red florals dropped in there? Little design pieces like this one that you can do small little accent vases in. These are fun. They come in a couple different sizes. So I have an inexpensive price point. It's a metal piece. Our favorite wicker pitchers. These look so great with little country red berry pine drop-ins. We should be doing some of those. This is a classic pair. They are regular price around $30, $35 in white or natural. We've got all sorts of clear pieces. And I showed a clear piece earlier in this segment. The first item was a gorgeous pressed glass vase. This one's a pretty faceted vase. These are all inexpensive. Definitely starts out under $20 and 15% off today. A favorite wall basket that we reorder again and again. You just make a simple drop-in, put some pine and berries in this. That is outstanding. It's around $45, $50. 15% off today in this beautiful taupey color. There's coordinating trays and other woven pieces that are in this same taupe tone, so watch for those. This is a gorgeous wintry piece. Wouldn't that make a great gift if you put just some simple winter pine in there? Leave that out for the winter season. Wow, it has such a fun pattern to it with the crackle vintage finish. And that piece is about 12 inches tall. Those are just
talk about the basket set.
Just a few examples. Okay.
So this is a set of 3 baskets.
Here's the largest.
Just restocked by request. I've had them at my house for years, and so we restocked them with faux leather handles. They're sold as a set of 3. This is the largest size. And tomorrow we're going to show you how to style these sets. So we have designs for the medium and small, and then we'll just fill this one out with some pillows and throws.
Love
And
it.
somebody, what was it that they asked for? Fireplace hearth
A hearth design. So
Yes.
we'll be doing the medium and the small with 2 different floral designs, and then showing this large one, how you can use it to hold pillows and throws in addition, so that the whole set of 3 can find spots in your home. This is an
Yes.
awesome gift idea.
Yeah. So
All
that
on
is on
sale.
the docket for tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to show you 2 different basket designs, a teardrop, maybe 2 teardrops. We have a few different things for you. We will be live at 9 a.m. Central tomorrow morning.
We
So make
will.
sure to set your alarms. Don't sleep in. Just grab a cup of coffee and join us.
You can keep your jammies on. We
You
won't even
can.
know.
These kits are going to be online until they sell out, which is always possible. We'll try to keep those in stock. And you can shop all the 15% off winter going on now. So all of the winter was regular price. Today is the first day of the winter sale kickoff. So 15% off of the wreaths, garlands, stems, and swags.
Beautiful pieces like this. This is the day they all go on sale. You don't want to miss the piece you've had your eye on. You can grab that and shop through the weekend, the 14th through the 17th.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, we will see you first thing tomorrow morning. Don't be late. We'll be here.
We'll see you at 9 a.m. Central. Bye, everybody.